Hello and welcome to this very short video where I want to give you guys the tools to get up and running with KeeperHub in no time. But more importantly, also give you maybe an idea of what KeeperHub is and what it's built for, the different use cases, and potentially how you also could make use of it. So for that, I want to head over to keeperhub.com, and this is our website. This is where you'll find all the documentation, links to GitHub, links to the platform, links to our Discord community, the different use cases as well that might apply to you, and just generally how it works. Highly recommend taking a look through that documentation, but also the best way to actually get familiar with the app is actually just to test it. So when you head over to workflows.keeperhub.com, you'll be met with this sort of page here. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to create an organization. It's very easy. You just simply, create an organization here with the organization name and the slug URL. And then afterwards, you can decide, do you want to invite members to your organization and then apply certain administrative rights to the individual users. Now, I'm going to be using KeeperHub demo organization today, but I'm logged in with my, Luca, with my work domain here. So as you might have already guessed by now, you can, as an individual user, be tied to multiple organizations within the KeeperHub platform. Now, if we run through these different buttons here, we have report an issue. This is reporting feedback or bugs directly into our GitHub. This is available from day one. Settings here, you can change the name and email if necessary of your login. Connections, this is rather important, and I would highly recommend doing this as you set up your KeeperHub account. So what you can do here is add connections, and you can see the various different connections that we have available today. There's also, of course, webhook if you want to connect it up to an external webhook domain. But definitely, make sure you set up your Discord and Slack connections from the get-go. You can configure the webhook URL and then update the label as you wish. Then we have API keys. You can actually generate an API key for your KeeperHub account or your organization account. We have wallet, which is very important because at the start, when you create an account, you won't have a wallet generated. We use Para for our wallets, a non-custodial wallet. And the wallet is tied to the organization, but you will use a private email, or not a private email, but like your work email to actually generate that wallet. As you can see here, for instance, I'm using Luca plus demo at TechHub Services for this Para wallet here that I've just copied to my clipboard. Now you can see the balances of your organization wallet, and we are highlighting Ethereum at the top here, and then also, of course, stable coins to go with that. But you can also add any sort of track token below that and highlight the ones that are actually relevant for you. Over at testnet, you can see that we actually do have 0.05 ETH on the Sepolia testnet, and this is because we need that to pay for the gas fees when testing out different workflows. Great, and I believe that's everything up here. Yeah, the traditional theme you can change. We will go with dark mode. And yes, so now if we jump over to the other side of the screen, we have new workflows by default. We also have a button called Hub, and then you see two grayed out buttons here, all workflows and analytics. This is soon to be released, especially analytics, which will be extremely valuable for monitoring these various different KPIs for all your keepers across the board. Hub is something we're very excited about, and especially from sort of a developer community perspective, we want to create this database, this hub, for lack of a better way of describing it, where you can share your keepers, various different complex workflows. And then we also at some point want to have like some upvoting system so that we make sure you know, that the most relevant Keeper workflows are portrayed at the top. The examples that you see here, you can take an example and you can literally just click on the use template button and it will actually duplicate that workflow and have it created in your own private organization. So this Keeper is no longer public. Well, it was never public. It was just a template that was public that you could then copy over and then have a private one that you can then adjust and put in the correct wallet, put in the correct notifications and so forth. Now, what I want to do to kind of wrap this video up is actually create a workflow with you and take you through those steps so you get an idea of how easy it is and how to do so. And there's two different ways that you could build keepers. Well, there's actually multiple more, but let's just stick with the two sort of more traditional use cases of building a keeper or workflow. And one of them is very easy to do so because it's text-based. So you could see down here that we have an LLM model tied to our workflow generator, and you can describe it with natural language. So you could say, create a workflow that monitors my wallet, and then you could put in the key or the wallet address here. I copied that earlier. It's basically the power wallet of the organization. And notify me via email and Discord when that wallet drops below 0.2 ETH and share an update on the current balance. Okay, I think that should be fine. Now, if I just paste that in here, what you'll find that this is, consider the prompt here more as a way to kind of just, you know, get up and running if you're lacking originality or if you don't know how to like get started. It's good just to kind of get it in here because now you can see we actually have some nodes created and it's not perfect. We can, you know, you can see here there's an error. So if we click in on it, you can see, oh, the error is actually quite simple. It's the network. I hadn't specified the network. So it's a poly test. And the address is here. This looks correct. The low balance, yeah, beautiful. It's checking the balance, less than 0.2. And obviously, if that condition returns successful, we want to send an email. I didn't specify the email domain, so that's on me. So we can say, here's my email domain, low balance alert, your wallet balance is below 0.2. And then, of course, a Discord message here. Yeah, so that's extremely an easy way to do so, just actually prompting it, and then you can make adjustments. And of course, we realize that you know, you'll probably have extremely complex keepers at times, but still, it's a great way to kind of just get the, you know, the skeleton on your workflow and then you can, you know, start nitpicking it and adjusting it accordingly. I'm going to press run. This is a manual keeper, so it's a manual trigger. Speaking about triggers, you can have also event-based triggers, so events from, you know, various different smart contracts. It could also be cron-based or time-based. Would be useful for maybe a salary distributor, and it could also be webhooks that could trigger a keeper or workflow. Okay, this keeper, we ran it. You can see that it took 1.1 seconds to execute, so extremely quickly. You can see that everything returned successful, so you can even see the output and even input of the various keepers, of the various nodes. And this also does mean that my low balance condition returned true. So this wallet here, you can see the check balance, it returned 0.05. I showed that earlier in the video as well. That was the balance of my wallet. And that is, of course, less than 0.2. We have code as well. So you can see actually we have the script that is used for this exact keeper that you can then also copy out. Great. Now, you know, this was just one example. Let me, start a new workflow from scratch, and instead of using the prompt-based generator, actually create it, manually, just to kind of showcase the flow in working. And then even though it might be a little bit more time consuming creating it manually, it's still so smooth and so easy to do, and I can promise you that you could have your Keeper set up in minutes. Here you see the trigger types we discussed. I'm gonna just pick, well, let's do schedule. Schedule, it could be, as we spoke about, every day at 9 a.m. So, well, let's say every minute. And you can see here, Central Time, label every minute. Great. You click on this little button here to add a node. You can connect multiple nodes, or as many as you want, really. And you right click on the node if you want to delete it. So the action that we want here is a Web3 one. So I'm going to type in Web3, and then you can see kind of consolidated here into this category. We want to check the balance of a Sepolia test network. And this is the address that I copied over. Checking, well, let's say Luca's wallet or Paro wallet. Great. If we then add a condition, and that condition is, well, actually, instead of looking for it, again, you just type it in. And we want to make sure that we are looking at the balance of that wallet. So I'm going to do, if you write out the @ sign, and then I could write balance, and you can see here, Lucas Power Wallet balance. And it is less than 0.2. I could even write here less than 0.2 is a condition. Now, if that condition returns successful, I want to email me, low balance, and then you could even actually put in the balance here so that it will actually even tell you what the balance is in the email, which would be rather useful. So instead of just, oh, it's under 0.2, what is the balance? Actually have that written out in the email, and you could, clean it up a little bit, write a little bit more here, and even notify multiple people. Maybe you have other users that should be, notified, or in this case, just send out a Slack Discord, and then we're gonna say Lucas balance. Here it is. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna activate it because then it'll start running every minute, but you can still run it. So that's actually a very important distinction for cron-based workflows, is by default they're not activated, because then they'll just start running. And that's also why a manual trigger is a default trigger, just to make sure that's sort of a fail-safe. But yeah, it's run here. It's successfully run. Again, we have the code from before. You can go back and edit it. One thing I didn't do was I didn't even name the workflow. With the prompt-based workflow that we created, it will actually also name the workflow based on kind of what you described. But I'm just going to call this balance checker number 2. And we have that run. Now you can see that we actually have, this is the one we copied over from the templates. We have the wallet monitoring workflow generated by AI here. And then we have the manual one that we created. So extremely, to the point, very UX friendly. That's kind of manner that we're going for. Again, these use cases were very simple. There's so much more you can do. You can monitor smart contracts. You can monitor multi-sig wallets in case like owners change and you want to be notified. A good sort of security measure that you can have in place. You can, and beyond that, our roadmap is developing, at a crazy speed right now, and we are after user feedback. So that's kind of what we want at this stage, is to kind of have you test it out, see if you can break it, share feedback, share use cases that you would want, contribute to the hub of use cases with the network. And yeah, just, make use of it. We want to make sure that we can build a tool that will help Web3, especially from an infrastructure point of view, but also from a security point of view, in making sure that we can monitor and automate, very critical tasks on chain. So I hope this video was useful. We kind of really just only touched on the surface of a lot of different areas within the app, but that was also the main objective of this, just to kind of give you that high level grasp of what we do. So I hope you'll test it. I hope you'll share your feedback, and thank you for listening.